All right, new year, new song. What do you think,
I'm
Ren?
kidding.
It's not as hypey as
You
last year,
know,
is it?
but hey, so long as I got a beat to drop it, it's good.
Oh my God! It's Santa Anita Road to the Derby live. This is our kickoff show. The Robert B. Lewis Stakes is coming up from Santa Anita in just a few moments. I'm Dan Tordjman with America's Best Racing, back for another season of shows with Santa Anita. Super excited. Thank you to everyone who is joining us right now. If you're watching from home or wherever you are, feel free to grab a drink. We usually do. Some of us do, at least, I will say. Jessica Paquette will not be having a drink, but she will be giving us an update on her life and where she's been the past couple of months. She's all over the place. You've seen her on social media, Sam Houston, everywhere. She's doing lots of things. So Jessica Paquette's here. Ren Carothers is here. Curtis, the Magic Man, is here with a nod here to the racing boots.
Good looking hat there, Dan. I love it.
I'm
Oh
telling
my
you,
God.
this looks like a racing dude show between the two of us. But
I, I just noticed
always
the
gotta go
popcorn maker behind him. I just made my kid a bag of popcorn and I left the other half of it upstairs. I thought about bringing it down, and I was like, I don't want to be crunching in people's ears. But now I'm like,
Oh,
I'm going to sit here enticing you the whole show, Ren.
yeah.
And
Ren,
Oh, I was going to say I would be imbibing, but right now Matt Carothers is also working, so I'm actually competing with him right now. And so, if he weren't working, he would be imbibing upstairs while I was having a drink here. But because he is working, we're going to wait to pop something later.
Wow. I'm an energy drink sort of gal. So, I mean, normal people at 7 p.m. on a Sunday have an energy drink, but
water.
Wow. You guys have obviously had a rough weekend already. If you're on water.
Well, no, we haven't. I'm prepping. I'm staying hydrated now.
All right.
For the imbibing later. So yes. Okay.
Jess, that energy drink looked like a what's that big Australian beer? The big fat
Foster's.
One? That looked like a Foster's.
It kind of does look like a Foster's. It is highball. If they would like to send me a whole ton of them, I drink a whole ton of them. So
you'll sponsor or get sponsored by them.
Oh yeah, no shame, man. We're always
none, zero.
All right, Jess. We've seen you. We've heard you calling races at Sam Houston, doing big things. But you're also on the mend. You just come back from injury. For the folks on these shows who haven't seen you for a little while, what have you been up to?
Well, I'm off the vets list. On October 1st, I broke my back in a riding accident. 0 stars, do not recommend. It was terrible, but I'm luckily pretty much on the other side of it. I've started running and riding again. The thing that was actually the most interesting, I reached out to so many jockeys as I was recovering. And, when you're hurt and it doesn't feel like you're ever going to get better, it's nice to have someone say, I went through the same thing. It was okay. And it's such a common riding injury. It was the jockeys that were so helpful to me.
Interesting. So, like, what specifically? Like, give us an example, a story, or something you got from one of the jockeys that was helpful.
So David Amos, who rode at Suffolk for years and years and years, he's broken his back quite a few times. And there was a point where this was pretty fresh after it happened, but you feel real sorry for yourself. And I'm used to being super active and I was confined to the couch. And this was after being confined to the hospital for several days. And I called David. I'm like, were you able to come back and ride again? Like, I know you're not riding races anymore, but were you able to go back to normal? And, he was sending me his images and CAT scans and stuff. And his was worse than mine, to be fair. He's like, you just have to listen to your doctor. And I know it sucks. And I know you're going to feel better than you probably do and stay the course. And that was really helpful to hear.
That just sounds so dramatic though. Broke your back.
Yeah, it was quite dramatic. Though I do it has been really useful to use whenever I don't want to do something at this point. I'm like, well, I broke my back. I can't.
Well, that's the thing though. And when you just said he'd broken his back multiple times, I mean, it's just to think of even doing it the once. And
well, the most amazing thing, just for context, is how tough these riders are. A few weeks after I had my injury, Richie Condon, a steeplechase jockey, did a very similar injury. Like mine was my L4, it was a burst fracture. So I smushed it. And he's already back jumping and riding in races, which is, and it wasn't the first time he had done this, which is just the most astonishing thing to me. Meanwhile, I'm I trot a lap around the ring now that I'm riding. I'm like, ooh, I'm done. I'm so out of shape. It's just what these athletes come back from is just astonishing to me.
Yeah. And sort of that mental battle too, which I know it's difficult when you lose those freedoms. What that's like getting through it. So Jess, we're happy to see you back here.
Thank
We
you.
really
Nice
are.
to be back.
Yeah, also awesome to have you back. Ren, and this is like, I guess, Jess, me and you should not feel too bad about this, hopefully. One of the comments here right off the bat, Curtis and Ren together. We got a show here.
We are chopped liver, Dan. It's fine.
No, I think that all that means is that we're chaotic and you don't know what's going to happen. and that's not necessarily a good thing. I don't know. I hope it's a good thing. I hope it's
Ren,
a good thing.
We've been seeing you on the Tampa shows. You've been handicapping. Obviously you're doing Breeders' Cup Future Stars forecast, although it's a little earlier in the season for that.
Yeah, we're on the hiatus for that.
Yeah,
it's working it out at Tampa. Next Saturday is big day. Obviously, you got the Sam F. Davis, so Matt Carothers will be on site for that.
Awesome. And Magic, you've been keeping busy as well. You've been keeping with the little baby. You got a baby now, part of the family.
Yeah, I got a 9-month-old. How fitting! Literally born it's 3-ish a.m. I'm gonna get the time wrong, and my wife's gonna yell at me. 3-ish a.m. On Kentucky Derby Day, May 1st. So it was pretty awesome. My first son came into the world, and then not only was Medina Spirit my pick, and I bet him, but I got to hold him and watch him, which was pretty cool. So I still haven't brought him to the track. The world's still a little chaotic. We're taking things safe with the baby, but. I'm definitely looking forward to bringing him back to Santa Anita because that's my home track. I'm just about 30 minutes straight west on the highway. So definitely, he's already got outfits. He's got, he's ready for Del Mar when it's Del Mar in the summertime. So definitely excited to bring out to the horse racing track. But it's been crazy. But this is calm. This is fun, and I'm extremely grateful to be surrounded by these great handicappers and Dan too. Dan hosting the show.
Well, Magic, you revealed yourself. This is a home game for you. You have no excuse not to help us win some money today.
Right.
We're going to just quickly kind of show you the screen here, if we can get it up. There it is. This is 15 minutes to post here to the Robert B. Lewis Stakes, the first race on the road here that we are covering to the Kentucky Derby at Santa Anita. We could look at just briefly the odds board here, telling a story right off the bat. Horse down on the rail, 3-5 is Messier. Bob Baffert, John Velasquez up, SF Racing, Starlight Racing, Mataket, that whole crew. Messier coming off of, maybe a little bit of a disappointing race in the Los Al Futurity, finished second there. I didn't think he run a totally terrible race if you watch it again. I mean, it was kind of wide all the way throughout and still ran well enough for his first race.
Isn't that the longest stretch in the country is Los Alamitos, shockingly, the longest stretch. And what did they do? They went, 46-3 for the half and a mile and 16th race. Yep. You put the blinkers on that time. They're taking him back off today. I mean, I think the horse obviously has an excuse. I don't think it was necessarily 2 turns. I mean, he was running and he was game. And that, again, is just a really long stretch.
Yeah, so the early money, obviously, kind of backing up, like, look, that was certainly good enough effort. And, given what we have here, and we could dive into the field a little bit.
Wait, should I get this out of the way real quick? Because Matt Carothers has, by the way, just been pushing this on me ever since I told him we were doing this show and he saw the entries. He told me to tell this joke, and I'm pretty sure he's probably already used it on his own show, but I'll just do it so I can.
You're going to make a Messier hockey skating joke?
No, it's worse.
Oh, God.
He said the stablemate, Wharton. Is Wharton going to give Messier the business?
Oh, God.
Wow.
Business.
Wow.
All right, Ren. It was good seeing you today. We'll catch you at the next show. We'll see you on San Felipe Day.
So what I'm learning is the dad jokes don't get better with time. That's what I just learned here. Oh, boy.
No. It's, yeah.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, look. Right, we're going to let you cool off for a minute after that.
Yeah, I'll take a sip of water.
Yeah, do that. Jess, what do you think?
That? Like, what do I come back with? I mean, how does one...
If I had a mic, I'd drop it.
Jess, I'm kicking it to you. Wharton is 6-1 right now. That's your 4-horse right there. Same ownership team. Bob Baffert as well. 6-1, coming off a 5 1/4 length win in a maiden special weight. John Velasquez was riding that day. He says, you know what? There's an opening on Messier today. I'm going to Messier. Leaves Wharton for Juan Hernandez. What do you think?
Well, it's easy to get kind of seduced by the old other Baffert angle, right? When you see one at a much better price. But I think Messier looks really well meant here. The blinkers off. That workout on January 30th looked very, very good. they tightened the screws a little bit after that race at Los Al, and it wasn't, I think, as bad as it seemed. He's strictly the one to beat, and very legitimate at 3-5, I have to say.
Very good. Yeah. And look, and by the way, we're looking at a 5-horse field here. You're like, oh, damn, how are we going to make some money on this race?
We'll find some value. You just have to get creative.
That's exactly. And we are going to get creative. We're also going to stay live through the 9th race. So we're going to have the nightcap here for you. We're going to watch the race live. We're going to play the late double. So that's how we're going to try to make some money here by playing the late double. I already got my bets in. I'll let you know who I bet in a few minutes. Magic, what do you think as you're looking at this board right here?
Well, I'm going to agree with Jess. I mean, Messier is being bet like he should be winning this race. I wasn't a huge fan of his Los Al Futurity effort. I think more so that I wasn't such a huge fan of Slow Down Andy in that spot, and it kind of took me by surprise. But as Ren brought up, Los Al can get really tricky, especially with that stretch. And some horses really love it and don't do well elsewhere. And so I'm kind of looking at Sir London like, he won by 10 lengths, but it was at Los Al with that long stretch. And the horses that he beat, they're not really the strongest. Whereas with Messier, I mean, Forbidden Kingdom, did you see what he did? I know we all saw the San Vicente Stakes last week. Holy smokes.
94 buyer.
Yeah, nothing to sweat at there. So if you forgive the horse for that effort, in the Los Al Futurity, there's no reason not to single him in the double if that's what you did, Dan.
And to be fair to Forbidden Kingdom, though, he had also stumbled in the Bob Hope at the start. But still, I mean, yes, for Messier to basically put an exclamation point on the victory there, 3.5 length victory over a horse who then did what he did next out as you're discussing, and again, a 94 buyer out of there, pretty impressive. I think Happy Jack shouldn't be necessarily overlooked here. I mean, you could definitely do the old cliche, well, who did he beat? Argument. But that being said, I mean, this horse won at a 6 furlong sprint when he is definitely bred to go long. You're by a Preakness winner. You're at a Tapestry who's by Tappet. We know, obviously, Tappet imparts a lot of stamina. The grandmother, by the way, here is by Ali Sheba. And this is just a fun fact for you. Happy Jack's great-granny is the Noble Damsel. So that's pretty fun.
So funny thing with Happy Jack, his full brother runs at Sam Houston. He's a horse named Toe Tap and Luke, who, he's not on the road to the Derby. He's a useful type. I do think this is a horse who is going to be better around 2 turns. I think 6 furlongs was a little bit of a stretch for him to win sprinting. I think he'll probably be better once he gets longer. But his brother didn't really set the bar all that high.
He's watching from home though, and he's really he's rooting for him. So he's got
family affair, definitely.
He's got that popcorn maker going like Magic's got. He's just they're all together, just enjoying it.
When you're handicapping and you see a pedigree and you go, why is this so familiar to me? Yeah. And I was like, why do I know this? And then I looked up, I was like, oh, I just talked about this horse's brother like 2 weeks ago.
Dan looks at pedigree like, oh yeah, your brother. He knocked me out of the pick 5. You owe me.
I would hold that against the horse. You
would. Oh, you totally would.
8 minutes to the Robert B. Lewis Stakes here at Santa Anita. We're going to show you the race live, and then we're going to have the late double for you. We're going to have the last race here, which is a really nice, fun, competitive 9th race. Before we get into our double picks and who we're betting here, if we're betting the race straight up, let's just talk about a couple of the other runners we haven't dug into as much. So Sir London, right? You got this 10-length win last out, the maiden special weight at Los Al. Let's just talk about the pace for a moment. I mean, it's obviously always a little weird and tricky to come up with a pace scenario with a lot of horses who've been sprinting or we've only seen a few times and they've gone to the lead. I'm under the impression Sir London's going to be on the lead or it's going to be him and Messier. Mm-hmm. Am I right? Do you guys agree?
Yeah, I think Sir London will go. I think Messier will be pressing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Everybody with me? Okay, good. All right. So we got that. If Sir London shakes loose, I mean, are we like, hey, there's at least a possibility he just kind of wires them? Is that one scenario?
It could happen. I think it's doubtful.
I agree with Ren.
Yeah, wow. I don't think he's going to be enough horse to keep toe to toe with Messier. If Messier, who I think has a little more stamina as they turn for home. Okay, consensus so far. Interesting. Okay, and then as we get to those horses on the outside, the 4 and the 5, I mentioned Wharton and Happy Jack. Just a quick stat here. I'm trying to pull up here. Both of them coming out of maiden wins, right? So this is their first time in. Really against winners, but also again in Greatest Stakes company. Baffert with the 4 horse here with Wharton, second career start in a graded stake.
16 for 49. That's a 33% clip. That's pretty good. Doug O'Neill with Happy Jack, second career start in graded stakes races over the last 5 years, 1 for 12. That's an 8% clip. Not as good. Does that give you any pause if you liked Happy Jack just a little bit?
No,
I still kind of like Happy Jack. I think this is a horse who is going to get better with more distance.
Yeah, and he looks beautiful out there on the track, and I kind of want to know who Jack is and why he's happy. But also, one other note I just want to throw in there quickly before I did forget is with Wharton. We do see that he beat the stablemate. What's that horse's name? Armagana? What's that horse's name?
Armagnac.
Oh, Armagnac. There we go. There are actually, two next out winners from that race. So that horse, he next put up an 82. And then you also had, what was the horse's name? Something like Don't Sweat Day, or I don't know. I have my notes, but my notes are all scrambled. But that horse won in the turf next out. But, put up a 74 buyer. I mean, obviously, any horse that wins that easily on debut and does have pedigree that can stretch out is one that you could look for to go ahead and improve going forward. But as you already mentioned, I mean, for Velasquez, Hall of Fame jockey, to be like, oh, okay, I can get up onto Messier to go there. And by the way, that horse is, I mean, unsurprisingly, he looks like a beast on track right now.
I just like seeing Samson in a horse's pedigree.
Yeah, right.
That was my cold black heart, no matter what the context.
And it's one of those like old school, like, I mean, you've got
it's a treat to go down the rabbit hole for sure.
It's sovereign champions in there. You got Catch the Ring and Catch the Thrill in that family. So he's definitely well bred. Cabo Spirit is kind of interesting just from the fact that he's been on turf, and that's where it looks like he woke up, and that's not surprising because Pioneer of the Nile, obviously a pedigree or sire line that flips, the Empire Maker in there, and then your mom is by Shamar Dahl, but there's their pedigree in there as well because you got to remember that Shamar Dahl's mom is a full sister to Street Cry. So you do have flexibility. I just don't know that it's the type of flexibility that's going to transition to the dirt to be able to win a Derby prep.
I'm not. This one being in here is just kind of confusing to me because there are plenty of opportunities if you have a nice turf horse.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Ren.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think it's just more about taking a shot. Like, why not? We do have a nice 3-year-old here. Let's see if maybe he can flip back to the dirt. And now that he's got that seasoning under him, the confidence under him, let's see if he continues to move forward and can do it here on the main track.
Tis the bump. Tis the bump. Sorry. Tis the bump. I'm so sorry. I was trying to hold that back, and it just tis the bump just kept coming back out.
Honestly, goodness, I didn't know what that was.
Sorry. I'm better now. I'm sorry.
Go take. Ren. Look. So here's on Cabo Spirit. By the way, I just pulled up this number. George Papadromo, turf to dirt with 3-year-olds in graded stakes races, 0 for 3, fine, but just 2 for 36 over the last 5 years, going turf to dirt. Those aren't encouraging numbers. Again, and you gave us obviously a more meaningful pedigree, sort of pedigree context for this race and for this horse. But I just thought that, if you're looking for any, maybe miraculous trainer stat, maybe I could find it, and it's just not there. So I don't know. Cabo Spirit, I think rightfully 15-1. So let's talk about how we're going to bet it. Magic. I feel like we haven't given you much airtime, so you go ahead and tell us.
That's okay. My throat's finally cleared up. I'm good now. I think you want to talk single race? I think Messier, if you're going to do an exacta, because 3 to 5 is not that's not bettable to me. But if you want to play an exacta, I would do him straight and either use Wharton or Happy Jack, which of those two that you like better here. I'm gonna go with Wharton just because I think he's the one that I have the least amount of questions about. Cabo Spirit, obviously a turf horse. I think Sir London's a turf horse, ultimately. I think really this is a horse that when they try turf with him is going to be best. Malibu Moon's going to give him plenty of turf options. But the family, the two sisters seeking her glory, she was graded stakes placed on turf. So I think that's a big reason why a horse did really well at Los Al. Los Al dirt, you can usually, if your horse does well in Los Al dirt, you can usually do well on the turf. And it doesn't always translate to Santa Anita. So I'm going to go 1-4 straight here. It's not sexy. It's not fun. But if I make money, I don't care.
Jess.
I can't put a 3 to 5 shot on top here. I'm going to try to be a little clever, try to beat him. Maybe Happy Jack outruns his pedigree a little bit, likes the added distance. I'm going to put him on top over Messier in an exacta.
Okay. Ren?
I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go 154. Like if I was playing a try, I see some people boxing stuff over here and whatnot, but I'm hoping to come in 1-5 if we're just talking straight exact. I'm not gonna try to beat Messier personally. I think he does have an excuse for the last start. I think the horses just got more underbelly to him, and it's just tough to go. I mean, when you're looking again at a Baffert having 2 in, and Velasquez has the option, and he's a Hall of Fame jockey, I'm going to go with what he feels is his best shot.
Mm-hmm. So I would say, look, I think I'm going to hammer a double here, and I already have. I'm going Messier here, and then in the ninth, we'll dig more into the ninth, which we'll show you here coming up after this race, after the Robert B. Lewis Stakes. I like the 7, 9, and 3. The 9 is a price there at 15-1 in the finale. And I'll make the case as we move into that race. But if you're just playing doubles here, and if you have any faith in me at all, bet a double.
I have faith in you, Dan.
Bet a double with the 9. You're going to get, I don't know exactly at this moment where you're going to get, but even if Messier wins, I would imagine True Seeker at 15-1 in the morning line, you're going to get a better return than what you're going to get on most potential exacta payouts here. So for me, I think that's the play, 1-9, and then I would do 1-7-3 just as sort of a kind of a backup bet. I think the 3 and 7 are obviously the 7 is going to be your big favorite there in the finale in Principe Carlo, and then I think Rookie Mistake is probably going to be your second choice between him and Teton Valley. So that's what I like. Are you guys dabbling in doubles or no?
I am. If we're doing a double, if we're doing double, I go 1 over 4, 6, 7. But now you're talking about the 9, but I'd have to hear that case. And
I really like the 9. I really like the 9 and the 9. So I'm right there. I'm right there with you. That might be like way too much weight and expectations for one horse to bear. I also want to apologize if anyone can hear my banshee of a dog screaming in the background. There's racing on, and she gets very excited when there are horses in the television. It's very exciting in this house.
No,
all
that's
right. Well,
awesome.
now he's really going to get excited because the Robert B. Lewis Stakes is about to go off. We're about to show you that race live here on Santa Anita, Road to the Derby Live. Enjoy, everyone.
And they're off in the Robert B. Lewis. Sir London bobbled slightly, but goes out to battle for the lead. Cabo Spirit has speed, and Messier just inside of them. Then it's Wharton, and Happy Jack is at the back of the field. Into the first turn they go, and Messier flashes that zip and takes the lead. Sir London is about a neck back second, and a 3-wide. Cabo Spirit keeps those two company in third. Wharton is fourth, 3 lengths off the pace. Happy Jack settles at the back of the field. They move on to the backstretch, and it's the favorite Messier leading it by a neck. Sir London between horses, and Cabo Spirit continues a 3-wide journey. Now it's about 4 lengths back to Wharton past the 5/8 pole, and Happy Jack is inside of him. The Robert B. Lewis Stakes field passes the half-mile pole, still 3 of them across the track. It's Messier at the rail, now starting to try and shake loose. He's put 3/4 of a length on Cabo Spirit. Sir London has lost some ground, now 2 lengths behind Messier. Still a big gap, at least 5 lengths more back to Wharton, and Happy Jack inside of him. They have a 1/4 mile to run, and Messier is in command. Cabo Spirit a length and a half behind, and the others are well back as Messier turns it on at the top of the stretch, and he is making his mark on the 3-year-old crop. It's Messier putting on a dazzling display, opening up by 10, by 12. Messier all alone in the Robert B. Lewis Stakes. Cabo Spirit was clearly second. Wharton checked in third. Running time 1:42.89 seconds.
And that's, I guess, why you have a horse that's actually, a turf horse, and you're like, hey, why not take a shot? And you run second, and you get a couple points toward the Kentucky Derby. And which is at Churchill Downs, which can be nice to horses with some turf pedigree.
Right,
I mean, we're going to run in the when's Golden Gate's big race? The entire.
Oh, I don't have the whole...
Next month, if not this month.
Then run there. Go to synthetic. I bet it'll do great there.
I mean, my gosh, Messier just destroyed the field. I mean, I thought he was your winner, but I didn't.
Found a whole new gear.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing is a lot of people will be quick to dismiss a horse off getting beat just once. And it's not like he was destroyed; he was beaten a length. And it was by a horse who's coming in off a second place finish in the Golden State Juvenile, so it wasn't like a slouch or anything. But that being said, people want to just say, okay, well, let's dismiss him at a hand. But also, I mean, take in mind, these trainers also know when they're trying to get a horse to peak for the real performance where it actually counts.
But also, this horse, Empire Maker, out of Smart Strike Mare, he's not going to be as best as a 2-year-old. We'll see him continue to fill out and develop and get more and more professional. I mean,
Ren, can you ask Matt if this was just a setback for Wharton, or did he fail out?
I would have to go in the other.
Okay, don't. Let's just leave the
poor Happy Jack, not so happy tonight, I don't think, but.
Yeah, Happy Jack, nothing there. But look, Cabo Spirit, if you could, I didn't see. Did you guys see what the exacta was paying there?
$14.70.
Okay.
Not bad. I mean, that's the way you make your money there. I mean, obviously there's. It's hard to just let's play a win bet on a 3-5 shot.
Yeah, it would have been. Seriously. Look, how about the $14.70? I mean, that's honestly in a 5-horse field.
The other thing I find impressive from that performance, I'll admit though, it was a little hard. Just this watching on the side here with the being sort of a little bit slower. The video stream. I did like that Messier having the rail. A lot of horses get flustered by that. They don't like having horses outside of them while they have the rail to their inside. It makes them nervous. It makes them anxious, and they start expending that energy mentally, which then takes a toll physically. He was very professional that whole way. He didn't let it bother him. And a lot of that has to do with the workouts, type of workout drills that are put into these horses in the morning. And again, he could not look better physically right now.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like a true 2-turn type of horse.
And it's very nice to see Empire Maker's legacy continue on.
And Samson.
What kind of odds do you think we can get him in the Queen's Plate right now, being an Ontario bred? he's got to go for $1 million race, right? He can't go to the one in Kentucky.
Yes.
Bring it up. Yeah.
Did you guys? I'm assuming you caught the Withers yesterday and the Holy Bull. Was that yesterday? I've lost track of days.
All together.
Time
Did you guys come away with any? Were you impressed? I mean, that gray horse whose name I'm forgetting.
White Arborio and the
White Arborio.
He looked all right.
Yeah. I still haven't found a Derby horse this year. I normally have one in October that I'm then locked in and that's it, and we'll see nothing else. But I'm not sure yet.
I'm looking forward to seeing some more from the Pletcher contingent. Also. So
Fletcher's really been struggling lately, so hopefully he has a good 3-year-old.
Yeah, just ice cold. Yeah, my heart bleeds for them really.
Just keep your eye on Tampa. I think he's going to have his boys show some mettle there. But yeah, I mean it's tough. I mean these horses on the California circuit. Well, more specifically, this horse here right now and Corniche. I'm not sure what race he's being pointed toward. He's still at WinStar. I don't know if he's even going to make the Derby, Corniche.
Oh, really?
Oh, I think that's who it was that we were talking about.
Corniche is still at WinStar. Yes, he's still galloping at WinStar.
Okay, yeah. I don't think that they're concerned what they're just going to do right by the horse. If the horse can make get on the Derby trail, great. And I think the Chad Brown horse, the same thing with Jack Christopher.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to make the Derby at this point.
But there's nothing, as far as I know, I just want to be clear. As far as I know, there's nothing wrong with Corniche. I think he's just still at WinStar on a layoff, not because of any issue or anything like that.
No, there was a Blood Horse article relatively recently that he was still at WinStar.
Yeah.
He's still at WinStar.
I get these horses confused once we get into.
There are a lot of them in those blue shadow rolls. It's easy to mix them up.
Love the comments. Everybody's commenting. Lots of comments coming in. Keep them coming. Keep them rolling. Jerry W. saying monster. Messi is a monster. Travis, he just wants Mo Donegal to get focused. That's all he's asking for. He doesn't ask for much. But can Mo Donegal get focused? For the love of God. Come on, Mo Donegal. Chris, most competitive Preakness ever. I potentially, if they all come back in time for for the Preakness.
Well,
Absolutely.
It's going to be he's saying that there's going to be 6 Bafferts in the Preakness because they can't run 2 weeks before.
That could be it. That could be it.
That's exactly it. That's it. I know Chris really well. That's what Chris is talking about.
Oh, I got it.
I was just thinking with Jack Christopher, maybe he comes back and makes the Preakness.
Yeah, he should wait.
Yeah, I think he'd be better suited for the Preakness. I think Jack Christopher's. I like him at a mile. But,
I don't know if he's
one turn.
True 2-turn type at all.
But I mean, I would never take a shot at somebody not taking taking a shot at the Kentucky Derby. You know what I mean?
I would. I absolutely would. Like, absolutely. I'm sorry. Like, you don't need to put your sprinter in the Derby. Like, you can buy tickets to the race.
Oh,
you can attend the Derby without having a horse in the starting gate.
Oh gosh, back when they had. I kind of like that the point system has made it where you don't have the rabbits in there, where the pace, gets in and whatnot. That you do have the true stamina horses coming into the Derby, but I mean, it's tough. That horse obviously has a lot of talent, and of course, when you do have any young horse, people start. That's the first thing they say: are you going to go to the Derby? Are you going to take this horse Derby? And so,
like some of these connections, they've been here and done that enough times. Like you can just buy tickets. If you want to go that badly, I
think Chad Brown really wants a Derby. I think he really, really wants a Derby.
Hector wants to bet on the Super Bowl. What do you guys betting on the Super Bowl?
No, I don't give a crap. I'm sorry.
Dan, this is a horse racing show. We talk about things with 4 legs only, okay?
Oh my
God. My Hollywood Park, I don't give a crap. Sorry.
Wow. Okay.
How do you really feel?
That's how I feel.
By the way, I do like the Bengals. I'm just gonna say I like the Bengals. Ren's a Tampa fan. That's what's happening. Ren's a Tampa fan. She's PO'd that they're not in the Super Bowl. Well, no, I don't care anyways. I hate football. No, Tom Brady can't be in. I don't want to. No, I'm just kidding.
Sent to New Englander, all my friends are having like a crisis, writing these long emotional internet posts about how Tom Brady changed their lives.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure if Michelle Yu's okay about it, but we'll see.
My boy Steve here knows what's up. Because I'm if anybody's got any leans on any U.S. women's hockey plays or any other Olympic sport that you want to drop any insight on, I mean I'm
not
all
watching
ears.
that either. Not watching that either.
Let me know what you got. Magic.
Dan's trying so hard to fill the 22 minutes for race 9 with anything else, and Ren is going no.
Sorry, Dan. I can fill you 22 minutes, but yeah, here's some filling right now. So I looked up an article, Horse Racing Nation, because it was one of the first ones that came up. So I'm not putting any favoritism on one publication over another publication. But yes, it does say regarding Corniche that, let's see here. It says, it spent the winter at Windstar Farms, been light training, but Mirette Farrell, racing manager for Owner Speedway Stable, told the Daily Racing Forum's Jay Pridman, we're not forcing him to make the Derby. The Derby is not the be-all and end-all for them. Farrell said of Speedway Stable's principals, Peter Floor and Casey Weiner. He's training away. The tempo of his gallop is speeding up. I don't want to mispronounce anything.
We were fine until Dan laughed. That's the thing. We heard Dan snicker.
We're mature adults here. This is
coming up next.
Grown-ups.
A selection of Steinbeck.
You're
Ren
Carothers. No, I'm trying to be respectful and make sure. People used to mispronounce my main name all the time because it's Hakeem, and they say Hakem. And so I'm oversensitive about pronouncing names correctly.
Who says Hakem? I'm sorry, what?
They introduced me as Jennifer for a stretch, which was really fun.
Okay.
I liked that. That was good.
Look at Dad. He's like, we're going to get in trouble. Okay, so he's training away. The tempo of his gallops is speeding up. We're letting the horse tell us when he's ready. When he's ready, we'll start prioritizing his schedule. So that's where we are with that.
I think there are a lot of moving parts heading towards this year's Derby, and there are some horses that might get some layoffs and might appear. Who knows?
You never know, and that's the thing. It's just so early. We're so far away.
It is early.
And I feel like I don't have my Derby horse yet. I mean, that was very impressive. It was, but it was also a 5-horse field. So like, hey,
and 2 turf horses. 2 of those are turf horses.
One Derby horse I'm really hard rooting for, but he needs kind of that one next step for me, Barber Road, because I am nothing if not a good company woman, and the horse debuted at Colonial.
There you go.
And I'm all in on these Colonial horses, kind of going on and doing big things.
Nice.
I love loved how he ran in the Southwest. I mean, he was like, he's getting better and better with each start. So Barber Road's my early Derby horse. Here we go.
I'm waiting to get the chills. You know what I'm saying? Like,
sometimes you just have to love the one you're with. Like, not everyone's going to give you butterflies. Like, you just.
That's right. No, that's
Jessica,
right.
I think we've covered this on a past episode, but I know Travis is actually a collector of saddle claws. He has all sorts of great saddle claws. He wants to know what yours is right there.
That is Boleto, and he may be a collector of saddle cloths, but I'm a collector of retired racehorses, and I have her son. Puget Sound is one of my horses.
Nice. All right.
Boleto ran second and third in 2 distaffs, or third and fourth. She ran in a couple of distaffs. She was great.
Very cool. Travis, let us know which, because I know you posted some pictures on Twitter, and I've seen a couple of good ones. Just rattle off a couple of the ones you have. I want to share them because they're pretty cool.
Travis, are you the one with the skip-away saddle towels?
Which ones? What'd you say?
Someone has some great skip-away saddle towels.
Oh, he might.
Those are cool.
There's 2 guys there's another guy whose name I can't remember who also has some really cool ones. He posts them. He's got like a whole like man cave full of like saddle towels.
That might be who I'm thinking of.
Yeah. So, somebody just posted in the comments that we are 20 minutes to post. We're actually only 18 minutes to post until the finale, and we're gonna get you. We're gonna show you that race live. I think this is obviously a little bit more of an intriguing betting race, so we'll bet on it and we'll talk about it. Before we do, though, let's see if I can do this. Is this gonna work? Let's see. It worked.
Look at that.
Cool.
All right, so
None of us are eligible.
We're not. Well, maybe you guys are eligible, right?
No.
You're just like.
I don't think we are.
Oh,
I don't think we are
on.
either. That's okay. I root for the rest of you.
Well, I know Curtis is going to try to get in anyway, but here's well, he lives there, so he doesn't need the free travel. So like that's.
Can I use it to fly out instead? Like I'll go see my mom. My mom's in Oregon. Can I just pretend that that's do that?
Oh my God! So if you want to enter to win a free trip to the Santa Anita Derby, that's April 9th. Big
$4,500 prize package.
Yeah, so here's everything that's included. It's on the bottom of the screen right now. Air travel for 2, hotel stay, VIP hospitality at the track at Santa Anita, $500 wagering voucher, hats, shirts. We'll take your picture. We'll make you famous. We'll do all this stuff. So all you got to do is you go to America's Best Racing. This is the link right here. Sorry, Ren, we covered your face yet again.
That's okay. My jaw's dropped, and so I look weird. No, that's fine.
You go to americasbestracing.net/Santa Anita in style. That's the website, Santa Anita in style. And enter. All you got to do is just drop your name in, an email address, and if you win, we'll contact you at some point. The contest ends right around March 5th, which is the next big Derby prep race day, big day at Santa Anita, period. That's March 5th, Big Cap Day, and also San Felipe Day. So that's a big day. So that's a reminder. Get your entry in between now and then. And then, of course, if you win, we'll let you know. We'll fly you out to the Santa Anita Derby. Can't lose. It's free to enter.
Santa Anita should be a bucket list track for everyone who hasn't been.
In April alone, I mean, my God, with the mountains and everything in the background in the springtime. There's like 7 stakes races that day too, 5 of them graded. It's a pretty awesome day at Santa Anita. Definitely one of their best.
One of the first big days of racing I went to when I was a kid, and this is many, many years ago, was the Santa Anita Derby in 2000. And I'll just never forget the first time I saw the mountains in the background. It was just a spectacular moment as a young racing fan.
Who won that race?
The deputy.
Automatic.
The deputy was in there, War Chant, Surfside. I was like 16 and real into this, like all fired up about all of this.
What is that drawing, Ren? That could be anything.
I'm just showing love to somebody who's showing me a lot of love in the comments.
Oh, let me see. What do we got in the comments? I'm not going to say what that looked like.
That's a heart.
Okay. Yeah, that looks like a heart. Let's see. No, not me. Latest I picked up was Following C from the Jerkins at Saratoga.
Well, that's still very cool.
Very cool.
Is this just all on eBay? How is everybody finding this stuff? Everybody's just like, oh yeah, here we got another.
I got mine in a charity auction for old friends.
Well, I understand like 1 or 2, but like for somebody to have like 20 of them, that's where I'm trying to figure out how do you start a collection like that.
Yeah, how do you start a collection like that? Ren, I'm just seeing the comments. Who is this terrible person?
Oh, come on. You don't. Oh, maybe because it's a YouTube comment. This person's being not very nice, but they're just, I think they're kind of miserable with life that they can't enjoy
Oh,
little
this is
son.
like
But
so
that's
much-
okay. I send you so much love, and I hope you get a big smile.
I mean, who's mean to Ren? That's like
I
the
know. I'm
weirdest
like the
thing.
nicest person. Not that you guys aren't nice, but I'm nice to you.
No, you're
Well-
much nicer. Like you're significantly nicer than we are.
Ren's the reason I have zero shot at ever being considered the greatest handicapper out of the state of Michigan. So like, yeah, there's no way that I've got a chance. I got to pretend I'm from somewhere like
Oh no, are you serious? I didn't even realize
Alaska.
you were. You're
I'll pretend I'm from Alaska. I'll be the best handicapper from Alaska instead.
Oh my gosh, that's so kind of you. That's like one of the nicest things you could say.
You hear that, TJ? Try it.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't,
Well,
what
Ren,
part
that's
of Michigan are
specifically.
you from?
Kalamazoo.
Oh my. Okay, well then you were all the way on the west.
Yeah, you're from
Yeah.
my wife's from the east side where the tracks used to be.
DRC.
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh,
Well, I was
it
gonna
was
pop
so
up.
pretty.
Oh
Did
wait,
you ever
we
get
got a
out there?
Golden Gate race coming up here. What's going on? We got the Golden Hour double here.
I
love
did
it.
not handicap for this race, so I can't even tell you.
Ernest, you probably Magic. You got a pick here. Come on.
I'm scrambling. Hang on, I'm scrambling.
The pressure is on.
I don't even know who the names are. Hang on.
Like, play the Jeopardy soundtrack here, like the final Jeopardy noise.
Tell Dinnerman to give him like a 30-second delay here.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, only 6 horses. It's gonna be tough. We can only hope that the video plays it.
War Games on the Rails really fast.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
gonna go with War Games.
Well,
Well, there he is. He's moving. He's
Go
got it.
faster. Go faster.
Look at that. The second best handicapper of all time for Michigan.
Well, that's why I'm second.
Yeah.
Ren's the best because she just said, I'm not going to be wrong.
No, hey, you could very well be the best, and I'm just not paying attention because it's hard to pay attention to much of what's going on when you're embroiled in being a one whole track and then having to track 2-year-olds and then having to track a human being 3-year-old. So.
Ren, for what it's worth, Nancy.
Oh, thank you, Nancy.
Loves your handicapping.
That's
And
very
TJ,
kind.
I will say, to his credit at least, did not, he said he's not going to put up a fight here and be defined. He said, here, I'm waiting to eat my words. So he's essentially saying, let's see what we all got in the finale. Let's bet. And I'm sure if you put him on a winning horse, he's going to send you, all sorts of plaudits. And
DJ, don't get mad at me if I don't put you on a winning horse here, okay? I very rarely ever look at any track, at least lately anyway, than Tampa Bay Downs.
Well, and again, it's still no excuse for him being mean initially, but I will say
no,
that.
it's okay. Hey, you know what? I invite people to say what they want to say, and then hopefully I prove them wrong by showing them that I'm just all about the love, and I'm trying to get people excited about horse racing, and hopefully, the thick skin can help reflect actually, some enjoyment, and not being a crybaby about it. Let me see here. I'm looking at the horses in the paddock because part of what I do is I do like to see how they look physically if I have the opportunity. That's not always the case. I'm sure Jessica knows that too.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah,
And everybody here, but
What sorts of things do you two like? Because I'm someone I didn't grow up around horses, so hearing from people like you who can spot things, what things do you like to look for that people could learn from?
well, I like
go ahead, Ren.
I was just going to say, especially during this time of the year, it's not going to necessarily be the same for California or other warmer climates, but you do like to see that their coat looks to be healthy, that they don't look off. Horses, just like people, can have a dull pallor to them. So you want to see that. You want to see that they're nicely filled out muscle-wise, that there's nothing really sticking out or prominent in terms of, their angles. I like to see a nice round horse that's got good muscling, has been eating their groceries, so to speak. And what I cannot do from afar, and it is something I like to do when I'm on site, is I like to look at the legs. I like to see, because if you're up close, you can see if a horse has had a bow, or bow tendon, or some sort of splint or something, or if they're offset, or, maybe paddle out, paddle in. You can see different things that really, if you're stuck between two horses, maybe that's, that one thing makes you shift your opinion to the other instead. That being said, some of the worst put together horses of all time have been some of the greatest of all time. So it really depends.
So I like to see if a horse is built to do the job we're asking them to do on that specific day. For example, if we're watching horses go long on the turf, I want to see a long distance type of build and some turf feet. But for a sprinter type, I want to see something short coupled with a nice big fat rear end. Like, I like big butts and I cannot lie, I guess. But you want to see a horse that is like, I'm 5'1" and shorter now that I broke, smushed my vertebrae. Like, you're not going to look at me and be like, she is meant to play basketball. So you would just want to find something that is physically suitable for the task at hand. And horses can make a liar out of you awfully quick. Just because a horse is built to do something does not mean they will. And some can really outrun their appearance as well as their pedigree. But that's the thing that matters to me. And also to Ren's point about coat, coat condition matters, muscling matters. I'm more forgiving of it sometimes with younger horses. Some are just slow bloomers, and when they're two, some of them aren't even officially two yet, or whatever part of their 2-year-old year, they're going to be gangly and awkward like teenage kids are. And I don't mind a horse that's a little lighter. Sometimes the racetrack is an environment for horses that really isn't conducive to keeping a lot of weight on. Some can get ulcery or anxious just by the atmosphere of the racetrack. It doesn't mean they're unhealthy. They just can be they can lose weight very easily just by existing. So you just kind of, for me, it's the most helpful thing is to see the same horses time and time again, because you get to learn what their normal is.
Well, also I say this to people who they've never even been to the track before. You can also tell an alpha horse too. I mean, just like with a human being, have you ever seen somebody who stepped in the room and you're like, wow, who's that? Right?
First time I saw Dan, actually, yeah.
But some horses will trick you with that, because some horses, there are some horses that walk into the paddock like supermodels, and it's all flash and no substance.
Oh, the greatest example.
First time I saw Curtis.
Gosh, what was his name? He was one of the greatest examples of that. It was a John Sheriff's horse, Mr. Oh my gosh, what was your name? He was gorgeous. He was like one of those horses, you just looked at him and you fell in love. You're like, wow, you are just absolutely stunning. And he just, I can't think of the name right now. That's going to drive me nuts.
To be fair, that's a lot of Sheriff's horses. His horses always look really, really beautiful.
Yeah. People already weighing in with their selections here in the finale. It's good to see. We got some love for our long shot here, the 20-1.
I like the 9 too.
I like it. Matthew's giving us he's literally predicting the order of finish for the entire race. He's giving us every horse running, but in order, which is always great.
I mean, that's a nice super high 5 payout right there with the 20-1 on top, and then
He revealed himself as a super high 5 player. He's definitely played a super high 5. Charles like the 7, so that's the favorite here. We talked about a couple of moments ago. Principe Carlo, who's I guess getting a little bit of class relief.
Dan, why do you like the 9?
So do you want me to start with the 9, or do you want to start with the 9?
Let's go. I mean, we're
I
both
need to hear this argument
one
for the 9.
so.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, like if you look at this horse, I think that like his form is like a little dirty. Like you got to have to kind of, weave through it a little bit. But this is a horse who's switching back to the dirt from his last 2, which were on the all-weather Golden Gate. And you combine that with his, this being 6.5 furlongs for the first time for him. I think he'll absolutely love it. I mean, his races at 6 furlongs have been great. And again, if you kind of put lines through some of the races that were in which I think he had excuses, were not optimal sort of conditions for him, and the fact that he was going longer, and I think that he prefers this 6, potentially 6.5 furlongs. I think that there's not really I can't really find a bad race that in my mind would exclude him from potentially taking this step forward. And the other thing I like about him is that there seems to be a whole lot of speed in this race. I mean, the 4, I'm Corfu, ton of speed. I think you're going to get some speed down the rail from Admirably. He's shown speed his last few, certainly. Smile for me, the 5 horse has got some speed. And then Principe Carlo is going to be, at the very least, a length off of it. So I think there's all that speed. I think it'll allow him the ability to kind of, tuck in maybe second flight, maybe 2 wide, maybe 3 wide. I prefer 2 wide, kind of get a nice little spot there, snug, draft in behind the pace, and then just make a move once that speed hopefully starts backing up. So that's the way I'm envisioning the race, and that's why I like Truth Seeker. Jessica, are we kind of?
Yeah, you mostly just cribbed my notes there. But I think for a horse who is mostly extremely consistent, he had that one very bad day, but everyone's allowed a very bad day. Just draw a line through that one. He obviously came back in fine order from it. I don't think it was whatever went wrong that day was a major issue. And I like the synthetic to conventional dirt. And again, like you said, with the little added distance, I think he gets the ideal pace setup. And I mean, 19-1, why not?
Yeah. What do you two think? You guys think we're crazy?
I mean, yeah, but maybe not for this.
I mean, I think for sure that Principe Carlo coming out of state bred stakes competitions, is the horse to beat. I think the 4 is the speed of the speed, and he's going to be at the front when they're turning for home. How far he's going to go, I don't know, because we just don't know. He came back off that layoff, was a bit of a speed and fade. Is it because he had so much time away, or is it because whatever necessitated that layoff means that he's not the same horse anymore? We don't know. But I do think he's going to show speed enough that he'll be out front there. And then I think Teton Valley is the other horse here. I mean, if you just look at that last race, offshore 40 competition, and I mean, you had 2 next out winners right there in the top 3, and he had problems. So he had an excuse, draw a line through that one. Before that, again, at a high level there at Del Mar. But then you look here at Santa Anita, starter 50 allowance, and he airs there by 5 over a next out winner. So that horse is going to be very tough. So I'm probably more predisposed to go 6-9-4 here. But,
okay. Well, you threw the 9 in, so we'll take that.
Oh, no. I didn't mean 9. I'm sorry.
Oh.
No, definitely not.
I'm sorry, you guys. I
6-7-4.
I respect you, but
gotcha.
I'm
6-7-4, right?
6-7-4.
Gotcha. Magic.
Top pick for me is the 3 Rookie Mistake. This is a horse that I've loved for a long time. I love square eddies in California. They're versatile, especially when they're sprinting. You put them on any surface. And a friend of mine was one of the owners that claimed him from Doug O'Neill and Redham Racing last out. And they claimed him, and they were very happy that he lost because his condition is still slightly more intact. But with him, that race, to me, when I watched that live, the note that I put down was he was the best horse in that race. He just got going too late. That was 6 furlongs. Now we're stretching out a little bit more. There's also a lot better of a pace setup in this race. I know there were 8 horses in that race, but it wasn't the best pace setup for him to be sitting off. I love that Glad is going to be putting Cedillo in. Cedillo and Glad are very strong together. They have a nice ROI. But also in that race, that same ownership group that claimed Rookie Mistake, they lost a horse. There were 2 horses entered for a claim. They claimed one and lost the other one, and that horse was 5th. They felt like they got a really great value trading one that was kind of losing his form for a horse that they think is primed up pretty good here. So I think, listen, the 9 horse is 16-1. There's tremendous value there. I think if you're playing multis, you definitely want to use them, and you two made a great point. Ren, you made a great point with your horse as well. The 4 horse also with Chris Imai and Brittany Vandenberg. There are a couple that came from Illinois together. You see Chris only rides for Brittany pretty much when he's out here and vice versa. So very deadly there. But yeah, I'm going to go with the 3 on top here, Dan.
I like Rookie Mistake. The horse that nosed him out last out, Crash Corrigan, came back, won next out. I think won yesterday, right? The only thing I wonder is so the circuit really well. You follow it. Glatt, obviously, first off the claim off O'Neill, and then off a career top. I mean, do you have any concern that was kind of a career best, and now who knows?
No, because I think that it's a good question, but I think that this horse is really going to be better dirt sprinting. I think that's why they claimed him with Mark Glatt, was thinking this horse was going to be a dirt sprinter. To me, that's what Mark Glatt does best is dirt sprinting. And this horse is very classy, especially for the Calbred ranks, has been facing a lot of tough horses there and hitting the board. Hasn't beaten the horses at the stakes ranks yet, but he almost won the Echo Eddie going 6 furlongs, a little shorter than this in 2020. So there's some valid concerns, but trusting Mark Glatt in this spot, I like him.
Yeah. Oh, TJ is saying he likes the 146 Exacta Tri-Box. Don't say I never gave you anything. Come on, TJ. Come on. Bring it on.
There we go. We'll see. No, I like the 6 you mentioned as well, too. Teton Valley, I think, has got a very legit shot. And I think also from a pace perspective, is one who would really benefit from, the horses right to his inside, just going at it. And he stands to kind of get a nice snug trip in behind him and potentially get first run. I like Teton Valley quite a bit. I ended up here 7-9-3 with Teton Valley behind. Smile for me, the 5 horse is one that I thought who, at 20-1, maybe fill out the bottom end, sort of a trifecta, is a horse who's I think going to be kind of sitting just off of him. I don't know if he's good enough, but certainly I think in claiming company, in lower level claiming company, seems to be taking the right steps up. This is a bit of a class test, but we'll see what happens here. Jess, we'll give you the last word here. Any thoughts? Trifecta, exactly. What do you think?
9 over the. I like rookie mistake a little bit. The 3 and the 7.
All right, here we go. The finale from Santa Anita, closing out this late double here on Robert B. Lewis Day. Santa Anita, Road to the Derby Live. Enjoy.
TJ tried to beat Secretariat, and he did.
And they're off. Teton Valley in the center is the quickest, but he's got some company early on. Encore Fu coming through along the inside to challenge, and those two are stride for stride. C to Success is in the leading group as well, along with Principe Carlo. They're followed by Smile for Me, who's about 5 or 6 lengths off the speed. He was just passed on the inside by Joe Don Looney and Rookie Mistake as well. Second last, Admirably, Truth Seeker far back in the early going. Into the far turn, it's Principe Carlo between horses just in front. Teton Valley at the rail, C to Success keeping pace in third. Encore Fu is an eager fourth. Inside, Rookie Mistake. It's another 3 back to Joe Don Looney, who has about 5 lengths to make up. Smile for Me is next, then Admirably and Truth Seeker. They turn for home. Principe Carlo doing battle with Teton Valley. They've been going at it the entire journey. Now tipping out. Coming after them is Encore Fu, and he's had a beautiful trip coming after the top pair. Coming to the 16th pole, a very game Teton Valley hanging tough. Between them, Principe Carlo. They're followed by Encore Fu, not doing enough.
Watch this finish.
No!
We did well enough that I don't feel we were insane.
Good job, Charles Jackson.
I can't. It wasn't because it was a little jittery for me. Did I give out the try cold 6, 7, 4?
I think you did. Yeah, my 9.
It wasn't the way I thought. I thought the 4 would go to the lead, but you guys gave up the 9. So if we all put it together, you got the super.
It's 6. Ooh, that bob's gonna be tight. 6, 7, 4, 9 is how I saw it.
Either way, I mean, you were right there with the nice.
If it comes up, just give me a moment. If it comes up the way I thought it came up, just give me a moment.
Oh, I'm a few seconds ahead. This slow motion bob is.
I can't do it.
Ooh.
I don't know. It looks like I don't know.
Oh, just wait. Just wait. They're gonna zoom in for you, and you still don't know. I'm gonna stick by 6, 7, 4, 9, but look at this. Watch this. This is brutal. This is so tight. Does the 6 hold it? I think the 6 held it.
6 got it. I think it's the 6.
I think that angle. I think the 6 has got it.
I think that might be a dead heat. I think that might be a dead heat.
For Charles Jackson, I hope because he had 50 on the 6. I hope he got it.
That'd be a great, nice little score.
And
there.
for Ren to give it out cold, that'd be great too.
Yes.
I just want to give it out cold so I can. Wait a minute. Come on. Does this take this long for a photo? Let's go.
I want to see your end zone dance, Ren. I want to see you spike the ball. I want to see how you're going to do it.
You are bound and determined to make this a Super Bowl show, Dan.
I admire the commitment.
More football references.
We'll be back next Sunday at 5:30 with all of the angles on why you should bet heads in the coin flip.
What do you think about NHC happening during Super Bowl weekend next year?
Is that what's happening?
Yeah, NHC is during the Super Bowl in Vegas.
Oh,
they gave it to. Oh.
No. Oh, did you just? Yeah, he just spoiled it. I don't see it yet, but. How are you getting this video 20 seconds ahead of us? What's going on here? Live from the track.
Santa Anita likes me better. Yeah.
That could not have been closer. Oh,
I thought
that was the bob of life. That was the bob of life right there. I mean, that's not. I mean, any closer, I thought it was a dead heat. I did for a minute, but yeah, he basically got the little hair of the nose right there. I think TJ and I are good now because he did say nice. But I really wanted it to be an ice cold try, so I could be like.
Oh, that little heart with little TJ in it. Yeah.
But did did you see the other post he did put up though? Because he says he still has his ticket from Onion, so that means like he was
I was wondering. I was wondering what you were saying. That's really. I mean, I don't know. It's funny. Like, I don't even know what to say about that. Like, he has a win ticket on Onion. That's really good. Like, yeah. Patrick, great job, man.
I wanted it ice cold, but thanks. I mean, I'm not going to take a. I'll take that being, the kindness, but like, I mean, the fact that you guys, Truth Seeker at 17-1 is coming in with the super. And I will say the only thing I was a little shocked by was I'm Corfu. They changed tactics here. They took him back because that horse has got speed. So I don't know if that was by design or if that was just the way it shook out trying Santa Anita for the first time.
That messed me up. That totally messed me up. The second I saw I'm Corfu sitting off of them, I'm like, well, he's obviously finishing last. And then that didn't happen. But the other thing that didn't happen is I feel like if I'm Corfu was there mixing it up with them, it would have been a true meltdown. And I think Truth Seeker may have at least hit the board.
I think you're right. I think everything could have potentially just all fallen apart if all three of them went out there together. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, part of me is like, oh, did he miss the break? Because I kind of looked away right as they broke. And then I thought, well, then perhaps it was just Santa Anita is typically a deeper track. And is he just not getting it over as quickly? Or again, was this by design? And these are all things that we handicappers have to look at when this past performance line comes back into play next time a horse is entered.
All right, I just put TJ back in timeout. I don't know if you know I did that earlier. I put him in timeout.
I did. I think it's all good fun. I think it's a person's way of interacting with the show. It's all love.
He's back in timeout. And Ren, you can take a bow. You still gave out a try. It wasn't cold. You missed by a nose from it being cold, but you gave out an $83 try. So hell of a job.
Thank you.
In a small field with an obvious favorite, an $83 try. So
it would have been
very
so much better the other way.
I'm gonna change my Twitter bio. It says Songbird 1. I'm gonna change it to Teton Valley 1.
Seriously. One more time here before we sign off for today. Remember, you've been watching Santa Anita Road to the Derby live. The biggest race on the road to the Derby at Santa Anita is the Santa Anita Derby, which is on April 9th this year. If you want to go, no matter where you are, we're going to send somebody there. Sign up at America's Best Racing. We're giving away a trip for two, hotel, flight, money to bet on, hats, shirts, VIP hospitality, everything you need. Go to americasbestracing.net. We got the website here, exactly here. americasbestracing.net/Santa Anita in style. So check that out. Win a trip to Santa Anita. Absolutely free to enter. Get in on it. So, okay, cool. So let me get rid of that. This is us. This has been fun. This is week 1 of Santa Anita Road to the Derby Live. Did you have fun, Jess?
I had tons of fun.
And she's like, I got to go eat dinner now. So please wrap this show up quickly. You had fun. You gave out a trifecta. Thank you.
I know, but the perfectionist in me is still so mad that it didn't come out ice cold. And I never saw the photo, by the way. I never saw the photo.
I know. Well, if it pops up, I'm looking at the screen on the bottom left. If it pops up, I'll put it on the screen. Magic, let people know, in case they don't know, where they can find you.
I'm on Twitter at Curtis Kalleward. That's my name. RacingNews.com is the best place to find me. We're doing a big change starting this year back in January. Or actually at the Breeders' Cup. Instead of writing all of our picks and stuff, because we're a big handicapping site, it's all video form. So instead of taking like 10 minutes to read through an article that's really boring and just black text on white background, you can watch us. And it's a few minutes long, and none of us are as good looking as some of the panel members on here, but we try anyways, and we've been doing pretty good with the wins. Well, we've had Dan on before, but yeah, No, Dan, I'm just kidding. Thank you guys so much for having me on. I appreciate it. Huge fan of all three of you on here. If you want some really, I'm being serious. I would say this if I wasn't on screen with them. If you want some great handicapping tips, Jessica and Ren are both great for it. Dan's great for it too. I give him a lot of jive because the last time Dan had me on a channel, which is how long ago it was, you picked Farmington Road in the Belmont, and I was not the nicest person about it on the live stream. I was a little teasy, and so it's nice that a year and a half later you brought me back. So thank you very much.
Well, it's good. I'm glad you've been cautious with your words here. Otherwise, it would have been another 2 years. So. Jez, where do people find you? I mean, are you going back to Sam Houston? What's going on?
I am. I'll be back in Texas for Texas Preview Day. Not this coming weekend, the following weekend, then back for Texas Champions Day. I might be back in the booth calling some races for the quarter horse meet in June.
That's so hard.
Dude, it's so hard. Like the Thoroughbreds were actually harder because the pacing is just so different. And I had gotten a little comfortable with they're off, you lose from the quarters. But yeah, they'll be back at Colonial Downs this summer. You can follow me on Twitter at JM Paquette.
Awesome. Steve's comment here really makes me feel good because this is the reason why I do these shows. It's the best cure for the Sunday scaries. Honestly, this kind of makes, it's a nice wind down from the weekend and gets us ready for a good week. Ren, obviously we've talked about you're doing Tampa Bay Downs analysis. Yes. Where do people find you if they want to keep up with you during the week?
At Ren Carothers. I have other social media, but that's basically what I look at most. So if you're trying to at me, that's where to do it. Just be nice.
Yeah,
I'll be nice back.
If you find that photo of Teton Valley,
I know somebody needs to post that and tag me in ABR. Like this is how close it was to just being perfection. And
no, you're good. You're good. Come on, take your bow, do your victory lap.
You would have saw like a big reaction if I had it ice cold. Maybe next time.
It's gonna pop up in about 15-20 seconds for you, Dan. They just posted it.
Oh, you got okay, cool. Here we go.
It's not gonna make you feel any better.
No,
but it's there.
He's actually directing the entire simulcast show. Right now.
This looks like I'm for this. This is actually the headset for the truck right now. So.
Tell Peter.
Oh, wait, here we go. Here we go.
Oh, get out of here!
Country mile.
Country
mile.
Oh, we can zoom. Can we? No, we can't zoom in.
Can we zoom in on that for Dan?
Yeah.
Thanks. All right.
My old eyes, my old man eyes.
Oh, get out of here! I'm older than you are. So if you're an old man, you're basically telling me I'm decrepit.
I'm not.
I'm ready for that. I mean, I'm one step away from the nursing home at this point.
No.
Listen, TJ's gotten banned for saying less than that to Ren, so you better watch it, Dan.
That's right.
All right, this has been Santa Anita Road to the Derby Live. I think we're back on March 5th for San Felipe. We're still working out some details, but at the very least, we are back on April.
Hopefully, this show didn't make it or break it.
Yeah, I know this is our pilot. They were supposed to let us know tomorrow morning. So if you never hear from us again, well, the show didn't go as well as we hoped. But no, this was a lot of fun. Thank you everyone for tuning in. You can follow us as always at America's Best Racing at ABR Live and online americasbestracing.net, and obviously follow Santa Anita across its social media platforms. Big racing coming up all the way through the Kentucky Derby and beyond. So thank you again for tuning in. For Magic, for Ren, for Jess, I'm Dan. We will see you next time.
It's America's original sport, and no one covers it better than americasbestracing.net. From the sport to the lifestyle, the best races, horses, and destination venues, cocktails, gambling, fashion, and more. americasbestracing.net is a sport for you. Live it, love it, bet it.